Please give me a moment while I connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started in just a second here. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to another video of the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the weekend so far and that you are staying warm. Before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below the video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the charts, talk about the market, talk about swing ideas for next week, and see what we find. Okay, before I start, if you find benefit in today's video and you'd like to show me some love, please hit that like button. If you have any questions for us, reach out to customer service by emailing us info@t3live.com. Again, info@t3live.com. All right, we'll start off by taking a look at the SPY. The Qs doesn't, there's not a huge difference between the SPY and the Qs. The Qs is weaker at the moment, and as you probably know, the Qs represents the Nasdaq. It's the tracking ETF for the top 100 stocks in the Nasdaq. That's why it's called the Nasdaq 100. Okay, weak. Pretty weak. Last week we said we would need to break. This is how the market looked last week. It looked like it was going to pop. I said we would need to break above. We would need to break above 401.20, which was this bar's high. No, it was this bar's high, 401.19. Or if we break under this last base here, then that's bearish. We broke under it, but we honestly got a lot of sloppiness because of the Fed announcement. So it looks like we're rolling over here for sure. But if we look at the weekly chart, we're still at that rising 20, rising simple 20 period moving average that's held ever since we retested it in September of 2020. Okay, that was the first time it got tested, and every single time it held. So we're not yet in the clear to be all out bearish or all out bullish. There's no discussion there's no argument that we're bearish on the daily chart. Okay, and the green bar, the biggest green bar I've ever seen, maybe after the Fed announcement on Wednesday, right, got completely now engulfed or negated completely. Same with the SPY, completely negated. Okay, so that's bearish. That's a bearish sign. When you start to see big green bars produce absolutely no follow through, and in fact quickly reversed, that's a bearish sign. And I am expecting a sell-off next week. But I just want to bring it to your attention that the weekly has maintained its perfect uptrend. So something has got to give. Either the weekly fails or the daily fails. In order to be bullish on the market, we would really have to reverse the drop the last 2 days. So Fridays and Thursdays. Then we can be bullish. The SPY will be at all-time high, by the way. It doesn't feel like the SPY is only down, whatever, a few points off the all-time high. It feels like the market is a lot more bearish. And if you feel that way, you're not alone. That is true. Because the market has stayed relatively close to that all-time high because of a few companies. Apple, has been making new all-time highs. Of course, the last few days pulled back a little bit, but at the very close to the all-time high. Microsoft, Google, right? Very close to the all-time high. But if you look at a lot of the other stocks, they haven't fared as well. So the big names, okay, close to the all-time highs, which is why the market, you look at the charts, and especially the SPY, and it's very close. I mean, we're at 450, 460. The all-time high is 470. Okay, not far below it, just 2 percentage points or so. 2%. But that's again due to the fact that the big names have done really well. But if you look at a lot of the little stocks, the smaller stocks, oh, there's a lot of stocks that are down 50% or more. Look at Square. Look at and I'm not going with the little stocks. I'm talking about big names. I mean, this is top 50 company. PayPal. Look at Zillow, which by the way is on my list for tomorrow, down from 260 to $60. So there's a lot of companies that are down so much, which is why the market to me feels a lot more bearish than it actually is. Okay, on to the list, which was copied and pasted for your convenience in the description. Okay, we got ARDX is a pullback to a newly rising 20 MA. So I like it long if it takes out 128. Stop would be under 108. Okay, so long if it takes out 128, stop goes under 108, and target about, I'd say target 1 about 170, target 2 190 on the ARDX. It's not my favorite, but it's not bad. The ASPU down a lot, gaps down, and then if it takes out this bar's high, which is 215, that will trigger a breakout on the hourly chart. So if that ends up happening, then I'll like it long to the gap fill, which is 260, I think. Yeah, that bar's low, 260. AVIR is similar to the ARDX. It's called the transition A on the daily chart. It's going to be an hourly based breakout basically over the double top. So this bar is high. I'm sorry, is that it? Yeah, that's it. So looks like over 877. Okay, that would trigger the long play, and then the stop would go under this pivot, which would be $8. So over 877 by $8, and target on this would be about, that's target 1 at least, 1170, target 2 maybe 15, but that would be a huge move if it were to go up to 15. IMGN, this is more of a long-term play. I had it on Friday's list, but I didn't pull the trigger on it. It triggered the 1 2 3 on the daily chart. Look at the monthly on this. That's a really nice monthly chart. Look at the weekly breakdown and then failure. So that's not a bad weekly either. So like the monthly, it reminds me of the OPK, which popped 20% on Friday. OPK still looks good long term, but it popped already a lot on Friday, so we'll have to wait for another entry. So IMGN, like it higher over this bar's high, stop under the low. That's not the perfect entry, but that's the only entry right now that's available. So over 701, stop under 640 on the IMGN. JBL is a 1 2 3 on the weekly chart. So long if it takes out 66.55, stop under 61.36. It's at all-time high, 1 2 3 on the weekly. Actually, I didn't need to go back to the daily. Most of the time I find my swing plays off the daily, but if you look at the weekly on the Juniper, it is a 1 2 3. So I like it a lot if it takes out 34.26 with a stop under 33.10. Okay, over 34.26, stop under 33.10 long. NEOG, this is a bit of a, you might look at it and say, what is this? Well, this is a massive breakdown failure, so I like it actually over the hourly chart. So if it takes out this bar's high, 45.63, then I like it long, stop under 44.60. Okay, up here long, stop down here. So it's about $1 stop, and target maybe 48 on the NEOG. NEOG, I mean, it's just been in an incredible uptrend on the monthly chart. Really, really bullish. Did a monthly buy setup right here recently this month. So like it, not too bad. It's not one of the ones that I picked for the newsletter. I picked 3 longs if they trigger for the newsletter. So it's not one of the 3. PSFE is the same as the ARDX and the AVIR. It's that transition A on the daily chart. It's when the 20 MA is declining and then starts to flatten out a little bit and point up. So that's what we have here. I like it long over 396, stop under 349. Okay, and then target is this bar's high, which is $5 on the PSFE. Not too bad. RDUS is an hourly based breakout after a massive gap down a couple weeks ago, a week and a half. So long over the base, over this bar's high, 722, stop under this bar's low, which is 659 on the RDUS. AT&T, the telecom stocks, appear to have bottomed. Now, AT&T is actually the weakest of the three, down a lot in a downtrend, but it has the most room. So we have AT&T, we have VZ, we have TMUS. Those are the three big telecom stocks. Obviously, there's Comcast, there's Charter, but the other ones are more, they do cable, they do other things. So these are the three companies that are totally comparable. So AT&T, Verizon, and TMUS. I like all three, but TMUS, there's no entry. It's already moved 4 green bars in a row last week. Verizon looks good, but doesn't have as much room. So long over this bar's high, which is 53.22, stop under 52.36. Target one at least, $55. Look at the weekly chart. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gonna go past 56 at the most. You look at AT&T, it's at 23.70, has room to 26, a lot more percentage-wise at least. So that's kind of the favorite of the three, even though it's actually the weakest of the three. Like it long over 23.89 with a stop under 23.28. Okay, target one about $25, target two about $28. Okay, on AT&T. So from here all the way to 27.28 is a lot more room than from here to the 200. Does that make sense? To 55.56. Okay, so that's why. But yeah, I like all three. I think they probably bottomed. And last but not least is Zillow. I like Zillow as a long-term play more than a short-term play. It dropped from 260, I think, or something like, maybe just 200. Yeah, just 208 to $60. It's probably very close to a bottom, okay, on Zillow. Unless we are at the start of a recession, then everything will just get hit, okay? But if we're not, if we're just doing a pullback here in the market, which by the way does not feel the case, it feels more like we're at the start of something bigger, more bearish, okay? That's what it feels like to me. But if this proves to be just a hiccup in just a pullback, then I think Zillow will work long term. That's my opinion, and I like it higher if it can take out 62, 52. This bar's high. Long stop under 57.97. You can also look at ZG, identical charts pretty much. That's ZG and Z. Doesn't matter which one you go with. Z is more liquid, right, than the ZG, but doesn't really matter. Okay, similar, exact picture, actually exact same pattern. Okay, all right, so that's the bullish list. From this list I picked 3 for tomorrow. Okay, and mostly from the long-term ideas, just so you know. Okay, because right now that's the focus for me. I have a few long plays open, like STZ, but that's long-term play. Look at the monthly, beautiful long-term play. It's already reached target one. CN, long-term play. Look at the monthly. If you look at the base that broke out this year, 20-year base. So I have some, longer term plays like that. I have some nice swings too, like ACAD. Got to target one Friday. Pretty nice. ABBV just trailed out, up a lot and trail. So I do take some swings, but I'm more focused on the longer term plays. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the short list. 3 items. That's it. CURV, which triggered already short. I think this triggered on this day, actually, on Wednesday. Okay, now it has a 1, 2, 3 short under this bar's low, 950 by 962. So under 950 short, stop over 962. MESA is an hourly base breakdown. So under the base, whatever the lowest point is, it's got to be 530. Stop over 575 short. Since it's at all-time low, probably no, it's not. Target on this has room to $3 or so. to this bar's low, about $3. So it has plenty of room. Okay, I don't think it's headed down. I don't think it's gonna get to $3 right away, but it has a lot of room. So in terms of the reward to risk, that's not an issue. And then the last one here is PWSC, which is also another hourly based breakdown under 1650 by $18. This might be at all-time low. Probably is. Yeah, it is. So this one, we don't know what the target is in advance. Okay. I wish I had more bearish items on my list, but I don't. Those are the only three that I think are somewhat ready to go for tomorrow, and I scan every day after the close and I come up with a new watch list. So what I share with you on the weekends is really just Monday's watch list, basically. So bullish list, we got a few things to look at. The bearish list, we only have 3 names. I'm picking one of the 3. Okay, you have to be a subscriber to know which ones I'm going with. I can't reveal, but at least I do share with you the watch list, and maybe, just maybe, you can tell from my enthusiasm or from my facial expressions which ones I really, really like. Now, if you'd like to find out for sure which ones I'm going to play, then check out the link in the description where you can join me for a month for just $49. And you don't like it, you cancel. You like it, you keep the service on a month-to-month basis. Okay, so check out the links in the description. Let me know if you have any questions. But for now, I am done with today's video. Hope you found benefit in it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm, and I shall talk to you next week. Take care, everybody. Ciao.